Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
Assalamu alaikum Javed bhai.
Elsewhere. That is not clear. Thank you, Judge.
अस्सलाम वालेकुम व रहमतुल्लाहि व बरकातहू।
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. क्या हाल है जनाब?
अल्लाह का शुक्र है, सब खैरियत से। क्या खैर खबर है?
सॉरी आपकी आवाज़ मुझे थोड़ी सी गूंज रही है। अच्छा दोबारा कहेंगे
हाँ
जरा?
नहीं, मेरा अल्लाह का शुक्र है, सब खैरियत से। अब ठीक हो गई कुछ?
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह बेटर है। ठीक।
ओके
और
गुड।
सुनाई?
मैं सोचा पता नहीं वॉल्यूम बहुत ज़्यादा है।
या नो वरीज।
खैर वॉल्यूम कम करता हूँ।
Inshallah just maybe another couple of minutes or 1 minute, see how many people are here.
Got it.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah, sister Zahra. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, how are you?
Alhamdulillah, mashallah, good to see you. And I know I have been talking to you recently. I guess you've been very quiet.
Oh, I like that.
All right. Okay. Okay, looks like hopefully today the attendance could be low because today is holiday. So first of all, I apologize. This morning I thought about it that maybe I should give you guys a day off, but then I changed my mind. So I hope it's not too much burden on you guys to come on a holiday.
That's
If they are
fine.
making turkey, then they should share it.
You had it? You had the turkey already? Okay.
No, I'm saying if they are taking a day off, they should be making turkey and then they should share it.
I see. Okay, yeah, they should share. Yes, you're right. Okay. All right. Now, all right. So, inshallah, let's talk about what we're going to cover today. And basically, we are getting very close to the end of the class, meaning that not the end of the Arabic, but end of one phase. Like we have covered, alhamdulillah, a lot recently or over the last few months. So, inshallah, we need to take a break in a sense that we need to replan that what we want to do from now on. So I have one lecture today and one on Thursday. And then I feel like having a planning session with you guys the following Monday. How does that sound?
Okay.
Okay. And then
That sound all right. And also, I would suggest if you like last time I said because last time I mentioned that because the Isha, let's keep the same time, but now the Isha has come pretty down.
yes.
So maybe we can consider 9 o'clock from future classes. That's if everybody's okay with that, or maybe even 8:30 really.
Yes, we will also
Whatever
talk
is
about,
convenient.
yeah, inshallah, we'll talk about that as well. Inshallah.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, we'll make some time changes as well. Okay. All right. So let me just quickly send a message and then we'll start. Assalamu alaikum, Sister Umaima.
Abid, while you're waiting, Abid, the ya in front of the verb is also a sign of mudara.
1 second, I'll answer you, inshallah.
Yaqtulun.
Okay, so you had a question?
Yeah, the word yaqtulun, is this past tense or present tense?
Yaqtulun is future tense. Future or
Okay,
present.
now I'm
Because fi'l alamat
Yeah,
mudari
exactly.
is ya, right?
Right. So now that, okay, let me get to the eye of the Quran, but that was confused me as to why this is in the future. Going back to Surah Maida.
Okay. So, Brother Javed, do you
Ayat
mind?
number.
Can we do that towards the end of the session?
Yeah.
Would you mind?
Okay, good
Can
enough.
we do it maybe later, a little bit later? So I have a lot of material to
No,
cover, inshallah. So let's start. Okay.
sure,
So
not a problem.
yeah, nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulil kareem. A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Jazakallah khair everyone for coming, because I know today was a day off, and maybe you had hard time coming, but jazakallah khair for coming. That shows your love and dedication for the class. Okay. So today I want to talk about something we have been talking about. For example, I'm going to start with the Hadith, and we are going to understand the Hadith and then the grammatical analysis of it, and then that will take us
Okay.
to our subject, what we want to cover today,
Yeah,
right? So for
yeah, yeah.
example, if I say, I am saying tuftahu. So what does it sound like? Tuftahu.
Present tense, addressing second person.
Fi'l mudare, addressing second person. Very good. But what is it? Is it active or passive?
So I would say active.
Okay. So let's look at this.
No,
How we have a pattern like
sorry, passive.
passive. So we have this pattern, fu'ila, and then we also have the pattern yuf'alu. You guys remember this was not too long ago. Fu'ila,
Right.
adi, mudare, and this is passive, and this is passive. Can you see that how this is passive? Because if we start from
Yeah, so tuftahu will be passive then. Okay, yeah.
So we start from the last letter. We don't change anything. The previous letter, we make it kasra. And then on the fa letter, you put the dhamma. Got it? Got it? Okay. Similarly, in the mudare, you don't touch the last letter. And the previous letter, you put a fatha. And the alamat mudare, you put the dhamma. Right? Now, back to our
Okay.
fataha. If I do this, what does it tell you? It tells you that we're dealing with bab fataha. So madi will be fataha. And what will be the mudare?
Yaftahu.
Yaftahu. So far so good, right? So
Yeah.
how do I make it majhul? I will do the same again. I'll apply the rules. The last letter I'm going to leave it alone. The previous letter I'm going to put a kasra and I'm going to put a dhamma here. Fotiha. Making sense? But this is madi, right? Fi'l madi. So first pattern is the madi pattern. The next pattern is the mudari pattern. So how I do the this one doesn't change, and this was fatha. So what is the last letter? Stays the same. Now we know that the second letter is supposed to have what?
Kasra.
No, because it's the
Kisra.
mudare.
Kisra.
It's supposed to have
Kisra. Kisra.
no kisra.
Kasra.
Fatha. Okay. Look at this one. This is the pattern. Fu'ila yuf'alu. Yes. So then it is yaftahu already. But we know that we have to go by the rule. So we say is the last letter will stay the same. The previous letter will have fatha, just to show that we know we are going to put fatha, knowing that this is the rule of majhul. And what are we going to do on the ya?
Dhamma.
Dhamma.
So yuftahu. Fataha, it was opened, or he was opened, right? But since a fataha, he opened or it was opened, right? Or it was. So that is, again, still a review of what we learned in the last few sessions. Okay. Now look at the the wording of the hadith. Okay. And again, tuftahu, does it sound like passive now?
Yeah.
The last letter is the same. The previous letter has a fatha and the alamat mudari has the dhamma. But this was over here, it was for the third person, right? This was the third person. And what is this one? Second person, right? Okay. So next thing is tuftahu abwaba abwabal jannati abwabal jannati yawmal
قيامة
yawmal isnain. Isnain. I'm not putting all the harakas, so just a little bit. Yawmal isnain wa yawmal khamis. Okay. Do you guys know the name of the days?
Yes.
Monday, Thursday.
Naini wal khamis. Okay, so far, who understand this? Tuftahu
I understand.
abwaba abwabu
أبواب
jannati abwabul jannati yawmul isnaini wa yawmul khamisi.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah.
The doors of Jannah are being opened on the day of Monday and the day Thursday. On Monday and Thursday. Okay, so today most of the people are really quiet. Can I hear some voices from everybody?
Okay.
All right. Okay. So you got that right? Tuftahu abwabul jannati yawmul isnaini wa yawmul khamisi. Then the next sentence is fayughfaru li kulli
يغفروا.
abdin. So what is then? What happens that day when the doors of Jannahs are open on Yawm al-Ithnain and Yawm al-Khamis? فَيَغْفُرُوا
Allah,
لِكُلِّ abdin. So all
yeah,
people
Allah
or
pardons.
everybody is forgiven. Everybody, kulli mean everybody, all, everyone. Abdin, slave, or everyone is forgiven. Now, one thing is, فَيَغْفِرُ, the little meaning of yakfuru or ghafara is to hide something. Meaning, if you have some sins, if I hide them, what am I doing? I'm ghafara, like I'm making you those sins not visible to other people, or I'm forgiving them or forgetting them. So is hiding. So, and again, is the you forgive the man or you forgive the actions they have done. So what is understood here? What is forgiven?
The sense which they did.
minor sins.
Right? So this is for yaghfuru likulli abdin. Now it is a long hadith, so I'm just going to stop here. Then I'm gonna give you the next part in plain English so that we understand. There are two exceptions. How many exceptions? Two exceptions. Who is included in kulli abdin? The one
Who worship Allah.
who doesn't
Associate
associate
partners with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
partners with
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Got it? So this is a blanket forgiveness for the people, whoever or anyone or everyone who does not associate partner with Allah. So on the day of Monday and Thursday, everybody is forgiven who does not associate partner with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then the second one is very hard, which we should be very careful about that.
Two people who
Except,
don't.
hello, anybody? Question?
I think it's two people who doesn't speak to each other.
Yes, Jazakallah khair. So then the other exception is two people, two Muslims, or two sisters, two brothers, or two Muslims who are upset, angry, not on talking terms, with each other. So accept these two people who are angry with each other or upset with each other, or they're not talking to each other. In other words, they have cut off their relations.
The first
Then-
one will be the one who does associate partners with Allah. Yeah.
Yes, then the one who so this is the good one, and the bad one will be the one who does, right? As brothers said. So the one which does associate partner with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not going to be forgiven, and the other one is the two Muslims who are angry with each other. Then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, leave them alone, or let them be. He said 3 times, until they resolve the matter and becomes friend or become, okay again. So first of all, taking lessons from the hadith, that this is a statement of hope, and at the same time is a statement of taking note that quite a bit of time happened that we do have situation like this when two Muslim brothers are, or two sisters, or two Muslims in general are not happy with each other, and their amal is stopped, and they do not get this ghafara or yakfiru. Okay, so that is one thing I wanted to talk about. The second thing we need to look at now from the grammatical perspective. So we understood that this is the fail. Yes. Who's the file?
يفتح.
Taftahu. There is
Allah.
this is the second person. Allah.
Yeah.
Now, who are the object here? Abwabul
Abwab.
Jannati. Now you would have to juggle your memory, and you have to tell me that we have covered. Is anybody question? I heard somebody. Any questions here? Okay, no questions. Okay. So Abwabul Jannah is a murakkab. Murakkab means compound. What kind of murakkab is it? Who remembers
Jar Majrur?
Mudaf?
No.
Muzaf?
What you call Mudaf?
Okay, first
Mudaf alayh.
let me take another approach. You see, this is the verb, but is this a noun? Is this a noun?
Yes.
Noun?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Noun?
both is noun. Jannah is
Noun?
noun. Yawm is noun. Yeah.
Noun. So we have
Noun.
so many nouns.
Yeah.
Yes. So Abwabul Jannah is mudaf mudaf ilay. What is the definition of mudaf mudaf ilay? That
Yes.
it creates
Position.
the off, right? So if we say Allah's
Messenger.
right, or messenger, right?
Yeah.
So what does that mean? Messenger
Messenger of
we
Allah.
say Rasul
Bulullahi.
Rasulullahi. So what happens? This is muzaf, this is muzaf ilay. Yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now in this case, is this a jumla failiya or a jumla ismiya?
Jumla failure.
Jumla failiya. Jazakallah khair. So basically, this is mudaf mudaf ilay. This is mudaf mudaf ilay. Yawmul isnaini, the day of Monday. Yawmul khamisi, the day of
Thursday.
Thursday. And
Thursday.
also this li kulli abdin is also mudaf mudaf ilay. Now, why? Because this word kulli is a special kind of mudaf. This is the Arabic rule. This word kulli, anytime you see it, and anything after that will be mudaf ilay. Making sense? If you are not clear on mudaf ilayh, we can always refresh that later. But the short definition of mudaf ilayh is when you have two nouns with each other in such a way they show a relationship or some sort of ta'alluq. Abwabul Jannah, the doors of Jannah. Yawmul Isnain, the day of Monday. Yawmul Khamis, the day of Thursday. Yes? Likulli abdin, everybody. So this is a mudaf ilay. This is mudaf ilay. But these are all maf'uls. What are they?
Mafool.
You remember why maf'ul? Because if this is a jumla failure, there has to be a fail, which is fataha or yaftahu.
Abid, won't it be? Abid, got a question here.
Yes.
Won't it be Yawmul Itnain, Yawmul Khamis?
You're
the
good.
mean?
You're good. Very good, mashallah. Brother Javed picked up. It was supposed to be Yawmul. Okay, I was coming to that part. So it's technically supposed to be Yawmul Isnain, like Babul Abwabul Jannah and Yawmul Isnain. But why there is a fatha and not a dhamma? Okay. Are you guys see where we are going with this? Who can tell me the status of file?
Rafa.
Rafa. What is the status of Mafool?
Nasab.
Nasab. Okay. If I'm calling this Mafool, and it should be Abwabul Jannah also, not Ul Jannah. So if this is Mafool, what is this ism? And how do you know an ism is?
Name of anything, yeah.
You have to look at the haraka, right? Nasab. Making sense? Mafool is always in nasab.
Yeah.
Making sense, guys?
Yes.
Okay. So today, what we want to do, we have come to a point that where we are going to know our definitions or of, for example, if something is in the status of Rafa, what do we call it?
Marfu.
Marfu. And when something is Nasab, what do we call it?
Mansub.
Mansub. And what is Jar?
Majrur.
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 Okay. Then what will be the Jama of Marfu?
Marfuat.
Marfuat.
Marfu'ata.
Mansubat. And Majrurat. Making sense? If I have to make the Jama, then it will be Marfuat, Mansubat, and Majrurat. So today, Alhamdulillah, we are at a stage where I can tell you all along the things we have been learning, what are the reasons that certain times or certain things are Jar Majrur or Muzaf ilayh. Yeah? So when are the types in the Majrurat is only two types. When is a fail or a noun is in the status of Jar? Can somebody tell me? I gave it away in the last line that when it's Muzaf ilayh, what happens to the Muzaf ilayh?
It become Majrur.
Majrur. So first category will be Muzaf ilayh.
And when there is a preposition in front of
And
it.
then we have Harf-e-Jar.
Preposition.
Harf-e-Jar. Is that making sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So if next time anybody in Arabic language test asks you this question, what are the two conditions or what are the conditions when something goes into a halat-e-jar or it becomes majroor? So there are only two conditions. What is the number one condition?
Mudaf, mudaf ilayh.
When it is mudaf ilay. And what is the second condition?
Harf-e-jar.
Harf-e-jar. Now let's look at the example of harf-e-jar. We'll say fil
Masjid.
bayti or fil bayti, right? Or we can say Rasulullahi, right? So you can see that Allah is in majroor and Bayt is in majroor, right?
Rasulullahi, yeah.
So this is the easiest one. Now, inshallah, in any level of Arabic, if somebody challenge you for majrurat, tell them only two majrurat in Arabic. Musaf, ulay, and harf jar. Okay. Now let's come to the marfu'at. Let's say, when does a noun is in the status of rafa? What are the different things we have learned which we say they're always in the status of rafa? Think about jumla ismiya.
And they're mubtada and khabar.
Very good. So first item for bid is mubtada. Mubtada is supposed to be what?
Subject.
Marfu.
File.
Rafa. Always rafa, right?
Yeah.
And the other thing which is supposed to be rafa is
Khabar.
khabar. Making sense? Brother Javed, you with me so far?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's see an example. Zaidun salihun.
Mm-hmm.
Is this mubtada here? Zaidun is mubtada.
Yes.
And what status
Yes.
is it?
Rafa.
Right?
Rafa.
Khabar, let's say I make another khabar, even though this is khabar here. Haza Zaidun. Who's the mubtada here?
Zaid.
Haza.
Haza.
Because haza
Haza.
is isme ishara and it can be a mubtada. So, but the khabar is Zaidun.
Zaid.
Again, we are telling you, or I'm telling you, what are the conditions when certain things can be marfu'at. So you giving you an inventory of marfu'at. You understand?
Yeah.
I am giving you a inventory of marfu'at, mansubat, and majrurat. And by now, I think it should be like we should know it like we know the back of our hand. Now, who's gonna tell me the third one? What other item is always in the rafa? And you can think about nouns, and you can also think about jumla fi'liya.
Yeah. File. Yeah.
Who said that, brother Fawad?
Yeah.
MashaAllah. So file, what do we know about file? File is always in the status
State of Rafa.
rafa. So if I give you an example, I'm gonna say Nasara Zaidun. Is it Nasara Zaidun?
Zaidun.
Hmm.
Yep.
So the file is Zaidun, and what status is in
Rafa.
rafa. Now the fourth one, whoever gets this will get a Tim Horton card from me, inshallah.
Turkey.
Huh? Who's the fourth one? And we recently learned it. Brother Abrar might be able to tell me that.
Passive. Majhul.
No.
Passive.
Okay, look, think about this. Passive, yes, it's a good hint. But what about the passive? Mubtada is one, khabar is one, and then there is a file. There is another one which has to do with the
Majhul.
majhul. When we convert a sentence from active to passive, what are we doing when we are making passive? What happens to the file?
Invisible.
A file becomes
becomes
invisible. But
Yeah.
when then file becomes invisible, a jumla fi'liya, can it be a jumla fi'liya without a file?
No.
No. So what do we
No.
do?
We do like changes
We
to
turn
the.
Mafool into file.
We change the maf'ul into file, and then what do we call it?
Naib file.
Naib file, mashallah. So here is your next rafa. Okay. For example,
So naib file. is-
Nusira Zaidun. Got it? Why Nusira Zaidun?
Majhul.
Zaid
Zaid.
was helped.
Zaid was the help.
Because technically it would have been like this. Nasara or Nasira Zaidan. Yes? If it was like this.
Yes. Yeah.
Who's
Zaid in this case is Mafool. Here it is Marfu.
Zaid in this case is naib file. You have to go back to the subject.
Oh, knife file. Okay.
Yes. So if I ask
yeah.
you in future, if I ask you that please give me a list of marfu'at in Arabic language, you're going to give me 4 items. What are you going to say?
Mubtada,
Mubtada,
khabar,
you're going to give me khabar, file,
file,
naib
naib
file. They're always going to be in
Knife
the
file.
status of rafa. For majrurat, you're going to give me how many?
2.
2. What are
Two.
those? Mudaf, mudaf ilay,
Mudaf, mudaf ilayh.
and haruf jar.
Perfect.
Okay, jar majroor. Now for the mansubat, who can tell me the first mansubat? When is a noun is in the nasab or maf'ul is in the nasab? Or actually, when does we have encountered a Arabic word in the status of nasab? What is the first one?
when it's object.
Mafool.
Okay, maf'ul, yes, it is there, but it comes a little bit down the line. Is we have at least 4 items before maf'ul. So start with the ism. Think about it. When did we had the first incident that we had to deal with the nasab? Something to do with the taqid. When you
Inna, lam,
what?
anna and lam takid.
Inna, not anna. Inna.
Inna.
Now, when you have inna in the jumla ismiya, what are we trying to do there? Are we trying to create the emphasis, right?
Yeah.
So, what does the inna do to the mubtada?
Change
It takes it to nasab, right?
Yes.
Yep.
And what do we call it? Do we call it mubtada or what do we call it?
Ismu inna.
Ismu inna, jazakallahu khairan.
Yes.
Mashallah.
Yes.
So our list number 1, item number 1 is ismu inna. Number 2, another one.
Khabaru inna.
All the sisters of Inna, Lekana.
Yes, but again, we just got it. So that is, and then there is something called khabaruma. Okay, I'm just gonna give you the list for that. Number 3, there is we have ismu lai nafi lil jins. Okay, and I'll give you examples of this later because I'm trying to get to the maf'ul. Then we also have munada muzaf. What is munada muzaf? The example of munada muzaf is ya Ibrahima. So whenever you have a ya, that is a munada, it's a harf munada, and the person you are calling is the muzaf. Got it? It's called munada muzaf. So ya Ibrahima, ya Musa. Okay. So far so good or no?
Yes.
Okay. Number 5 is the maf'ul. So far so good?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you are feeling lost or you have any confusion, please stop me and let me know, because this is in a way a review or a sort of we are going back and refreshing our memory and making an inventory of things we have learned over the last several
I
months.
think I'm a bit confused in the 2 and 3, like khabaruma and ismi
Okay.
lai.
So, inshallah, why don't I come back to that either next subject, because I have a bunch of things to cover about Mafool. So that is our main subject today. So I want to jump to the Mafool.
Sure.
Okay. So again, so far in this, anytime we had to deal with Jumla Failiya, what did we call it? We call it, file and Mafool. Yes?
Yes.
But Mafool is of 5 types. Mafool is how many types?
5.
5. And those we are going to understand today. And for example, they are known as Mufaile Khamsa. How many?
5.
5. 5 types of Mafool. Okay. So far, we have been using the keyword Maf'ul. But today we are going to know what is number one and what is the name. So the next time you can tell me, oh, this is Maf'ul number one, Maf'ul number two, Maf'ul number three, or whatever the name we give. So the very popular one, or the one we have been mentioning all this time, is known as Maf'ul bihi. What is it known as?
Maf'ul bihi.
Maf'ul bihi is the one we have been dealing with. For example, Darabtu Zaidan. Who can translate this? Darabtu is what?
I hit Zaid.
I hit Zaid. Does everybody see that? Brother Kabir?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, mashallah. So I hope I have your attention today, or maybe you guys ate too much and already feel like sleeping.
Yeah. Little bit.
No.
Okay. So first thing is Maf'ul bihi.
Bihi.
And what are we addressing in Maf'ul bihi? We are saying basically in plain English, who, what? What are we saying?
Who what?
Who, what? So in this case, where the action occurred. Action was occurred on Zaid. So
Zaid.
verb occurred on.
Hmm.
So that is known as Maf'ul bihi. So next time, when I ask you a question, okay, what kind of Maf'ul is this?
Hmm.
Right? Then you'll be able to tell me what kind of Maf'ul is this. Okay? So the very first kind is Maf'ul bihi. Do you know the second kind? Let me give you an example first. Darab Darabtuhu or hu Tadiban. Tadiban.
I have um,
So the
Was
second question, the second sentence, the meaning is, you said Darabtu Zaidan. For example, you say I hit Zaid. Now I ask you, why did you hit him? Then you said Darabtuhu Tadiban. I hit him because I was teaching him manners. What was I doing? I hit him because he was misbehaving and I was hitting him to teach him some manners. So what am I doing here? This is the why question. And you are giving reasons. Giving reasons. The name of such a maf'ul is Maf'ul. Can anybody guess? Lahu. Maf'ul lahu.
Lahu.
Okay. What is actually a maf'ul? Can somebody tell me, when you are reading a sentence, what is maf'ul?
The action is done on.
Action is
The
taken
action
on.
is done, but it is, isn't it like a detail of the action and
Yeah.
the detail on the verb, like what kind of detail, what happened, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So they say it's kind, you can think of a maf'ul as a detail. So, and there is two main questions when you are dealing with jumla ismiya or jumla fe'liya. When an action happened, you want to know what and who. That's the main question. Yes. What is the main question? Like, who did it? And we know that the file did it. But then we also know the action happened on who. And in number one, we are finding out on who the action happened. And that was Zaidan. Then again, I say why. Another detail I could ask is why happened, why the verb happened, why the action happened. So what are you going to do with this? That is a second kind of mafool and is known as mafool lahu. Okay. Third kind, I can ask you, and now I am, let's say you're both Zaid and you are both my sons. I am the dad, and you told me I hit Zaid. One of my sons said I hit Zaid, the other son. Then I said, why did you hit him? And he said, I hit him because I was teaching some manners. Okay. The next thing I said, or the next question I could ask literally, Darabtuhu Laylan. I said, when did you hit him? Yeah. I asked him, when did you hit him? So the question is,
In the night.
I said, I hit him in the night. My son told
When?
me that I hit him in the
When?
night time. And then I said, where did you hit him? He said, Amamal Imamal Masjid. Imamal Masjidi. In front of the masjid. So I said, when and where? Okay. Does that make sense? I asked him, when did you hit him? He said, last night or in the night. And I said, where? He said, in front of the masjid. This kind of mafool is known as mafool fihi. Mafool fihi. Okay. It has a concept called zarf. Okay. And we have learned a little bit of this in the previous, like few months ago. But zarf mean it gives me two kind of information. It gives me information about makan and zaman. Makan mean where and its time. That where mean place and time. Making sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So in this case, Laylan is
When?
time. So
Time
this is zarf zaman
and place.
and zarf makan, place. Okay.
So my question is,
Now-
are we dealing with, in a way, adverbs over here?
Say that again. Who was that?
Assalamu alaikum.
Well, Aslam.
Are we dealing with actually adverbs over here then, Abid bhai?
No, we're not dealing with adverbs. We're dealing with maf'ul. And we are saying maf'ul is of 5 different kinds. Okay. And basically, they give us the details about the action. And we can ask the following question. We can say who, what, why, where, and when. Is that making sense?
Yes.
Okay. And they have very specific names. We have maf'ul bihi, which is the default one we have been learning. Darabtu Zaidan. Then I said, why did you hit him? He said, Darabtuhu tadiban. Tadiban mean to teach him manners. Okay. And then maf'ul fihi is when I'm asking about when and where. I mean, I don't have to ask for both at the same time. I could even ask for one of these, but they will still be maf'ul fihi. So for example, Yawm al-Ithnain, am I asking when? Or is it giving me the information of a time?
Time.
Yes.
Mafool fihi.
Abwabul Jannah, is it giving me as the place?
Place.
You guys see now what I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
So by knowing, and all of these are maf'uls. This is maf'ul fihi, maf'ul fihi, maf'ul
Zarf makan.
fihi, right? Zarf makan is under the maf'ul fihi. Then abwab is supposed to be Mansub.
No. No.
Because this whole thing is Mafool fihi. Is that making sense? If this is Mafool fihi, we are looking at what? We are looking at the Mansubat, correct? Are we looking at Mansubat?
Mhm.
So what is Mansubat supposed to be? Mafool, and we're dealing with Mafool. And Mafool is of how many kinds?
5.
5 times. How many we have covered so far? 1,
3.
2, and 3. The fourth one, it is not used in the Quran. This kind of Mafool is not used in the Quran. It's only used in the Hadith. So that's why we will learn it for the sake of learning it. But well, then we will scratch it also because we're not going to find an example of it in the Quran. So first of all, let me give you an example. Darab tu wa hamidan. Who can translate this?
I
Okay, very good. Good start. I hit, right? And wa is and Hamid. So Hamid is in what status right now? Nasab. And we know that Nasab is what? Mafool, right? Did I said I hit him and Hamid?
No.
Is the translation will be I hit and Hamid?
Yeah, there's a transition, but what doesn't make any sense.
So it means I hit him with Hamid. Hamid was my accomplice. I hit him and Hamid was there.
Hamid hit.
I hit him.
I and Hamid hit.
I and Hamid hit. Meaning Hamid was with me when I was hitting. Like, he participated. Okay. So this kind of Mafool is known as Maf'ul Ma'ahu. What is it known as? Maf'ul Ma'ahu.
With him.
Since we do not worry too much about it, we just gonna just cover it and quickly think about it that we don't know much about it because we are not used this in the Quran. The next one is number 5, and it is something like this. Darabtuhu darban. Darabtuhu darban. And the name of this one is Maf'ul Mutlaq. What is the name? Maf'ul Mutlaq. What is it trying to do? Is trying to give me, or this kind of Maf'ul gives 3 kind of information. Number 1, emphasis. Okay.
Oh.
Emphasis. So you said I hit him. I said no, you're kidding. You don't know. You can't hit. He said no, darabtuhu darban. I hit him the way it's supposed to be hit. Making sense? What is darban here? Darban is known as masdar. And what now you're gonna say, what is masdar? The name of the action is known as masdar. Is darban and daraba? Is this the verb, right?
Yeah.
So masdar will be darban. For example, fataha
Maftu.
fathan. Yeah. Nasara nasran. I give you an example from the Quran so that you will know what am I talking about. Okay. So the first thing is it gives you the emphasis. For example,
Can we say it like Maf'ul ta'kid or no? It will be like
we call it maful mutlaq. That's the name from the Arabic perspective, but you can say it's maful taqid, but this is
just
not the
ta'kid.
name. So look
Okay.
at this example and you will right away know. وَكَلَّمَ كَلَّمُ اللَّهُ Musa
Tahlima.
Liman. Does Allah talk to anyone?
Musa.
Musa, we know that from the Quran. But would
Yeah.
you believe it if somebody says Allah talk to me or Allah? Because that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this sentence says, وَكَلَّمَ اللَّهُ Musa takliman. Like he talked to Musa the way somebody's supposed to talk. To emphasize that no, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did talk to Musa like people usually talk. Got it? So this kallama, the masdar is takliman. So this is maf'ul mutlaq. Okay. And what else it tells me? It tells me, where did I put my notes? Okay. Can't find my notes. The second thing is tell me it describes the action. So takliman here is kind of telling me what the action is. Okay, number 3, it also tells me number of times action happened. Okay. So what are the 5 kind of maf'ul? Number 1 is maf'ul bihi. Are you with me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now I'm sure that some of you might be scratching your head, but this is part of Arabic, guys. It's not coming from me, but it is a very valuable information when you are learning the knowledge of Arabic. Agree?
Yes.
Okay. So if you want me, I can give you maybe some examples. Let's look at the naming convention first of all. Maf'ul bihi, the most used one, the default one. So far, whatever we have been saying, this is maf'ul, this is maf'ul, we've been mentioning maf'ul bihi. So next time when you give me an answer, you're gonna say this is maf'ul bihi, depending on who upon who the verb occurred. Zaidan is maf'ul bihi. You're not gonna say Zaidan is maf'ul. You are going to say Zaidan is maf'ul bihi. Then I say why. You giving me reasons. Darabtahu tadiban. Darabtahu tadiban. I hit him, and then you give the reason then why you hit. The next one, maf'ul fihi. Maf'ul fihi, there is a mention of makan and zaman, place and time, either together or one by one, or only one. So darabtuhu laylan. When I said I hit him in the night time, then I'm saying when did I hit him? I'm answering the question, or I'm giving you the detail of when. Amam al masjidi, I hit him in front of the masjid. Now Imam al masjidi is what? Mudaf mudafile or no?
Yeah, mudaf mudaf ilayh.
Because Amam is a special kind of mudaf. Okay, remember this. And I gave you a list of mudaf in a long time ago, but I can give you that list again, inshallah. Okay, so the 4th kind is maf'ul ma'ahu, and for that we know that it was not used in the Quran, so we just looked at it. Darabtuhu wa hamidan, and it doesn't mean that I hit him and Hamid. It means I hit him with Hamid. Hamid was with me when I was hitting, and he also participated in the hitting. That is what the ma'a mean, that with him, with somebody else. Okay, maf'ul mutlaq is darabtuhu darban, to emphasize the action. Okay, so if that is the thing, let me have one more slide for you. Look at this. There is an ayah in the Quran. It says, La taqtulu awladakum khashyata imlaq. Yes? What is la?
Do not.
Do not. Okay? Taqtulu, you kill.
You
Awladakum, your
Oh,
children. Your awlad, your kids. Murakkab idafi, your kids. Khashyata imlaq, from the fear of poverty. Is this verb? Is this verb?
yes.
And the file is hum. Yes? That all of you, third person, do not kill awladukum. Is it this is a noun?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Awlad is
Murakkab
noun and
idafi,
hum is
ala
attached
hum
pronoun.
is attached pronoun. Khashyata imlaq, the fear of
Fear
poverty.
of
So what is it?
poverty.
Murakkab idafi. Now, because it is the la taqtulu is the file, fail and file. Awladukum is your mafool. And what is the reason you're giving? Khashyat al-imlaq. So this is awladukum is mafool bihi, right? And this one is mafool lahu. You see? In mafool lahu, what do we give? A reason, right? Come on, guys, say something.
Yes.
Right? So mafool lahu mean when you are saying why are you doing something, you're giving me a reason. I said, why did you hit him? You said, I hit him because tadiman. I was trying to teach him manners. Here, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, do not kill your children from the fear of poverty. So this will be mafool lahu and this will be mafool bihi, because awladukum is who, what. That is your direct mafool. So another thing you should pick from this sentence, that in a jumla failure there could be many mafools
Together.
right? So this should also open your mind about reading the long verses and then identifying it, that oh, this is a jumla failure and it is a nafi because there is a la. Then what am I doing? I am looking at the nouns and then they are in nasab because they are maful. This one is maful bihi, this is maful lahu. Another example, zalamtu nafsi zulman kasira. What is the example of this one? Zalamtu nafsi, I indeed did wrong myself.
Yes.
I really wrong myself. So zulman, does it sound like a masdar? And does it
Yes.
similar to the verb?
Yeah.
So it is a mutlaq. Maful mutlaq.
Emphasis. Okay, got it.
Okay.
Yes. Alhamdulillah.
So let me give you some more examples so that you guys understand this. Now let's look at this. Khalaqa samawati wal ardi. What kind of maful is this?
The fourth one, what was the name?
No. Think. So khalaqa is fail plus file. Yes. So what are we looking for? We are looking for mansubat, right? Our topic is maful. When I think of maful, I think of mansub. Right? So we know that khalaqa has the fail khalaq and then the fail and the file is huwa. Right? It's hidden. Then all of this become maful. Okay, and this is telling me samawatil ardi. First of all, this is it murakkabe tawsifi? Okay, forget about that. Maful, is it talking to be telling me what, who? So what is the name for what and who?
Maf'ul bihi.
Maf'ul bihi. MashaAllah. Got it?
Yes.
This is the example of Mafool bihi.
I have a question.
Yes.
Samawati wal ardi, isn't it considered place?
Samawati wal ardi, is it considered a place? That's a good question. But in this case, I would say no.
Who and what? Okay.
Yeah. So we are talking about who is. Right now we are saying he created what? Remember what and who?
What? Yeah.
So it is the what. This is what he created.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Another example, for example, fa'akhaza, fa'akhazahum, al-azabu. Okay. So what happened here? Then the punishment took them. This is also Mafool bihi. Let's quickly, since we're running out of time, actually we're out of time, but let me just do one more so that you know what I'm talking about. So, wa rafa'na fawqakum at-tur. Tura. So can somebody tell me what is fawqakum?
Yeah, above.
Above. Is it makan?
Yes.
Right? So this
Yeah.
is your mafool. What kind of mafool is this? Bihi. When you have a special kind of zarf which is telling you about time or place, and we raise the amount over you. Yes. Fawqakum
Yeah.
means over you. So over is a special kind of mudaf or zarf makan. Above. So it is a place, right? Something above you.
Above you.
And look at the next one. That's the last one, inshallah. Inni da'utu. Okay, I'm not gonna put all the harakat. Laylan wa nahara. Who remember this? Naharan. So what is laylan? Time.
Nights and days.
Time.
Time.
Time. I invited my people night and day.
Night and day.
I invited my people, Qaumi, my nation, Laylan wa Nahara. So this is becomes Mafool
Fail. Mafool
bihi.
fihi.
And look, they're all in Nasab. Okay. So again, to wrap up, the main topic was today to make the inventory of At, Mansubat, Majrurat. Majrurat only two, Muzaf, Muzaf ilay, Harf jar. Mubtada, Khabar, Fa'il, Naib Fa'il. Ismu Inna, Khabru Ma, Lai Nafil Lil Jins, Munada Muzaf, and Mafool, which is 1,
5 times.
2, 3, 4, and 5. So you can see the list will go down here. So there was a Mafool bihi, Mafool fihi, Mafool lahu, Mafool ma'ahu, Mafool mutlaq.
Mutlaq.
Today, I think this was a very important lecture and there was a lot of information in it. I'm sure that you can't comprehend the whole thing in one sitting, but the good news is you will have the video and I'll also share the notes with you. But overall, do you think you got more than 50%?
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. But do you feel that the overall you got the big picture?
Very big.
Alhamdulillah. Okay, Jazakallah khairan. We'll meet on Thursday. And inshallah, we need to plan about our future classes, also about our timing of the class. Now, I have something very interesting in mind. And if everybody agrees, when we close this phase of this class, we will start something and it will take us directly to Quran. And then we will actually find these concepts from the Quran. And then if we don't know that concept or we're not clear on that concept, then we will do the lesson to explain that specific concept.
Okay.
Making sense? For example, I take a verse and then we are analyzing the verse, and let's say there is mudaf, mudaf ilay, or there is masdar, or there is jumla fi'liya or jumla ismiya, and then we take that subject. If you are not clear about that, then we talk about the subject in this way, the way we do on our piece of paper.
Inshallah.
Inshallah. Does that sound like a plan?
Yep.
Yes.
Jazakallah khair. So, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Alaikum salam.
Allahumma wa bihamdika wa nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakallah khair.